What's going on, everybody? I am Kevin Muller, and this is Cinephellas. And this is the segment I call Seven with Kevin. I am almost done with seeing every movie that I miss. Well, not every movie, the ones I was interested in from 2022. So let's get right to it. The first one is Bob's Burgers. Now, I'm not really a big fan of the show. I don't hate it. I actually think it's kind of funny when I do turn into it, but I don't follow it like a big fan would. So I kind of went into this movie kind of cold. Like I know who the characters are, but I enjoyed this one. I did. It's funny. The animation's pretty good. They have the budget. There's some really cool celebrity cameos there. If you like the weirdness of the show, you like the humor, it's all here. It's done well. I'm giving this one 3 out of 5 Bobby hamburger hair pieces. All right, the next one is Gold. Gold stars Zac Efron, and I know as a guy where I'm supposed to hate Zac Efron because he's a pretty boy. He starred in High School Musical. I don't feel that way. I actually feel that he's a very good actor if he's given the right material. If he's given bad material with a bad director, Baywatch, he doesn't shine. But if he is given something good and he has support that's good, he can pull out a pretty good performance. And I think he's pretty damn good here. In the film, he plays a man wandering, looking for something in the middle of the desert and gets picked up by another guy. And on their way through the desert, they bump into a giant slab of gold, a big, big piece of gold that if they can get it out, they're going to have a lot of money. Unfortunately, gold is very heavy. And the guy in the car says, listen, I'm going to go to town, which is about 2 days away. You're going to have to stay here and you're going to have to watch this thing, make sure no one takes it, make sure nothing happens to it. So for a good portion of this movie, about 75-80% of this movie, it is Zac Efron alone on the screen, and he's charismatic. And I always say that if an actor can hold your attention when he's the only thing on screen, he's a good actor. And as I said in the beginning of this review, I think Zac Efron's a very good actor. It's not a perfect film, but let me tell you something. I wish I saw this movie on the big screen. I watched this on my cell phone at the gym. The cinematography is incredible. It paints such a beautiful picture of the desert. One time it's very breathtaking, other times it's very dark. You have a sandstorm in the middle of the film that disturbs the events of our hero, played by Zac Efron. Beautiful, beautiful cinematography done by, hold on, I got his name right here, Ross Giardina, excuse me. Had an amazing film, but a film I did enjoy, and I definitely think you should give it a chance, even though you may not be too big on Zac Efron. Give it a shot. I'm giving this one 3 out of 5 Zac Efron hair pieces. Now, my next movie is Spin Me Around. It's probably something you've never heard of. It's on Hulu. It stars Alison Brie, Molly Shannon, Alessandra Novola. This takes the trope of a woman feeling lost, feeling confused in America, and thinking all her dreams and all her answers and the love that she's dreamt of all her life is awaiting in a foreign country. Alison Brie plays a manager of a restaurant who is supposed to go to Italy to a little getaway, also, just for the company, and she's going to meet a famous chef, played by Nivola. And it kind of turns it on its head. It's funny. It's very dark, really funny. There are very interesting ideas here, but I don't feel that all the ideas were pulled off really well. Molly Shannon is funny. She does provide a lot of laughs in this movie, and this kind of prevented me from giving it 2 out of 5. But with that, thank God for Molly Shannon. I'm going to give Spin Me Around 2.5 out of 5 Molly Shannon and Alison Brie hair pieces. My next film is After Yang. Now, After Yang was the other Colin Farrell movie that came out last year. In this film, he is the head of a family. Him and his African American wife have adopted a Asian girl, an Asian daughter. And we come into the story when the Asian daughter is around 5 years old. And to keep her connected to the culture where she came from, and also to give her company, they had bought a robot named Yang. Now, Yang breaks down, and it's about what happens when you lose that technology. This one is done not as a horror movie. It's not done as like a creep fest. It's done as very somber and an emotional journey. Then you get to see Yang has memories of his own because they access his mind, and basically is pro AI that basically says, AI can have feelings too. They have their own memories, they have their connections. There's really nice work done here by Tom Farrell as the lead. Justin H. Min, who plays Yang, he is very good too. And Haley Lou Richardson pops up as a mysterious love interest of Yang. She is very good too. It's very somber. It has one hell of a energetic and fun opening. If you don't want to watch the film, I suggest you to see the opening. It's very cool. I liked it a lot. And I really liked what this film did. It's filmed in a very surrealistic way. This is a very somber film. It's very thoughtful and mind-provoking. It's an A24 film, and I'm not surprised by that. And I'm giving this one 4 out of 5 Yang hair pieces. Now, my next one is The Contractor. Not really gonna say that much about this one. This one stars Chris Pine, Ben Foster, Keith Sutherland. All three of those dudes are way too good for this material. It is a basic story of a man, military man, Army Ranger, played by Chris Pine. He gets kicked out of the Army. He gets an dishonorable discharge for injecting himself with drugs to enhance his performance. And with that, he loses his insurance and he needs a way to provide for his family. And Ben Foster, who was a former guy in the platoon with him, he puts him on this program where they do work for money. They're mercenaries. Predictable. You could probably know where it's going if you read the synopsis or based upon my little synopsis of it. Kind of boring, kind of not fun with the action sequences. Chris Pine is good. Again, he's too good for this material. This is like a leftover 90s political action film. And even then, it would be like a C+ action film. Like, I don't think Harrison Ford, Schwarzenegger, or Stallone would even star in this. Not good. Sorry, Chris. Giving this one 2 out of 5 Chris Pine hair pieces. Now, my next one is actually one of the more delightful surprises I had watched. It is called Confess Fletch. Now, the original Fletch movie starred Chevy Chase as a wisecracking investigator who's thrown into turmoil and into situations in those two movies. I've never seen those movies. I know the impact and I know the plot, and I know how popular Chevy Chase got from those movies. And I know the gist of the film. And this time it's Jon Hamm. And Greg Mottola, who did Superbad, is directing this one. If anything, this movie shows that Jon Hamm is an incredible comedic actor. Incredible comedic actor. I'm so happy because he knocks it out of the park. On the site, I know Logan had talked about Mad Men. I love Mad Men too, and like he plays a very suave, very stoic and mysterious man in there, and he does it perfectly. And here he does comedy so well. He's hilarious in this movie. For you Mad Men fans, including you, Logan, there is a little Mad Men reunion. You got John Slattery as a former buddy and coworker who, they have a couple of scenes together, but those scenes are so fun. And there's, you just like, oh, it's Roger and Don. It's great. The mystery is a little light. It's not that deep and not that complicated. It's a very short film. It's barely 90 minutes, but I had a lot of fun with this one. And I definitely think you should check this one out. I'm dying to know if they're going to get a sequel because I hope they get a sequel because, again, I loved Jon Hamm in this movie. He's hilarious and he's fun as hell. So with that, I am giving this one 4 out of 5 Johnny Hamm hair pieces. Now, the next one and the last one is Vesper. It's a small science fiction movie, post-apocalypse. They've got a young child who has his father's subconscious in kind of like a droid type thing, like a floating droid. And it's basic. It's fine. The plot's not that crazy. It feels more like a pilot for a TV show. But I will tell you something: the budget, which is not that big in this movie, is well used. It is more immersive. It is more believable than most big budget action films with unlimited money, which make plastic effects, terrible looking CGI. It's a movie I would maybe hope that does spawn like a TV show or maybe a follow-up sequel. I really enjoyed this movie. It's, again, it's not incredible science fiction, but it is a lot better than a lot of the stuff I've seen over the last few months, including 2022. Yeah, I just was very impressed with the direction of this movie. They really made the most out of the money, and the acting is really good. And even though it's predictable, it's well done. And for that, I am giving this one 3 out of 5 best spare hair pieces. All right, that's it for this episode. Next one, I am currently in the middle of watching 9 Netflix movies. So you're going to get 2 extra films next time. Some include White Noise, which I'm currently watching. Kind of weird, but interesting. What else? You had the Forrest Gump Hindi remake, La Sing Chara. But we'll talk about that in the next episode. Be sure to come to the website. We always want visitors. We want your comments. Check out the reviews, my reviews, Henry, Logan reviews, Niles reviews, Armando's reviews, everyone's reviews. We're all, we all love what we do. We're happy to share our thoughts with you. And until next time, I am Kevin Muller, and cheers.